Loz, our coaching company's back on.
Yeah.
How good is it to get back into camp with a really settled lineup, only the one force change?
Yeah, it's been great. I think that continuity helps build throughout the campaign, obviously only having the one change, so that will help. And the fact that, we had a lot of players playing yesterday, it sort of put us back one day in prep, but the fact that we haven't had to make too many changes will offset that.
Obviously, Stefano comes in. What do you like about him as a player?
I think he's just got better every game this year under Melbourne, in the Melbourne Storm system. I just like the way that he carries the ball. I like the way that he responds in defence. He gets forward, he moves across the ground for a big man really well. He never stops moving in defence, and I think that's important, in particular in a fast game like State of Origin. Just his work rate and his ability to tie up loose ends through the middle, I think, is very important in this type of game.
Maxi King looks right at home in that first game, straight to the starting side. Happy with him?
Yeah, I think Maxi did a tremendous job. He's used to starting, so I think the fact that he gets an opportunity to start will help him. I think probably game one, coming off the bench is probably something foreign to him, but he handled himself really well, and his game yesterday was outstanding. So, he's got plenty of confidence, and he'll do a great job.
Keon's been a great player. Is Terrell close as well to snagging a spot in that extended bench?
Yeah. There's a lot of players that were very close, but unfortunately you can't pick them all. But the fact that those two blokes, very experienced, playing really good football at the moment, did enough to get them in the squad.
Just on Terrell, he said last week that you'd actually had a chat to him. Was it good to clear the air about, obviously controversial comments online and all that kind of jazz?
Yeah, it was great. Just to sit there and talk to Terrell. I find him a really good fella. He's a guy that's very passionate about playing for New South Wales, and a guy that no doubt will get an opportunity in the Blues at some point. Unfortunately, though, the team that we've selected is the way we're going for this game. But he keeps working hard for the Tigers. I've got no doubt that at some stage he'll find himself in this team.
He showed great remorse after those comments. Did you think it was genuine from when you met him?
Oh, most definitely, yeah. I'd never met Terrell before, but I found him to be a really good fella. Had a cuppa with him. Won't go into detail about what we spoke about, but he was good as gold. Good to clear the air. No hard feelings from my end, no hard feelings from his end. But he knows that he's just got to keep playing well, and his opportunity will come at some point.
Just the story around Laurie, because he was here last night. It looks like he's gone now.
Yeah.
Is it all around the birth of his?
Yeah, we just didn't think it was sort of fair for him, worrying about the birth of a child and trying to concentrate for a State of Origin game. So we just sort of took it out of his hands and said, mate, you're better off to be around family, because family at the end of the day is more important than a game of footy. So, he wants us to do well, but he'll put himself back in the frame because he's such a wonderful player. He's just missed selection. He's another one, you just can't find a position for him, but certainly deserves a start in the 17. But as I said to him, family's more important. You've got to go and look after your family and make sure you're there for the birth of your next child.
Queensland dropping their captain DC, were you surprised?
Oh, yeah, you know what? It was, but Tom did, and I think anyone that's heard me on my radio program, I speak so highly of him, so glowingly of him, and certainly they are a threat when he's on the field. I thought when he came on in game one, he did a tremendous job, and now playing in the halves, he's an outstanding player, Tom, and we'll have our hands full. And that's something that in game one we controlled really well, but game two will need to be a lot better, because him and Munster teaming up together, their running threat is massive.
They always go on about that Queensland loyalty, that stick and kick. Is that dead?
Oh, look, I've never been sort of one to believe all those things, but I know I've got the greatest respect for Billy. Billy knows what he's doing. He's a smart operator, wonderful coach, and he'll have him primed to go over there in Perth. So, it's not for me to comment on what they're doing, but I know Billy, and Billy will have him up and ready. So we're going to be able to be ready as well.
How important is it to keep the side focus just on games one, not look too far ahead of the one game lead?
Yeah, I think it's so important. I think that's the thing about State of Origin is every game's different, and if you turn up and you're not quite ready to go, then the opposition will find a way to beat you. So for us, it's about focusing in on game 2 and being as well prepared as what we were in game 1. And if we do that, we'll give ourselves every opportunity to win.